Hey everybody, Tansy Matheson here again, founder of Foundations Bodywork, where we help people transform their bodies into the body of their dreams. So you can look the way you want, feel amazing, and get back to doing all the things you love that make your life worth living. Most importantly, we educate and inspire people to understand that no matter where you're starting off right now, you can get the body that you want and you can live a better life. It's all about inspiration. So today, we're definitely going to inspire you with this video by teaching you the 6 secrets of how healthy people get that way. Not just achieving a base level of health to get through their day, but actually achieving a level of vitality where they love who they are and they love how they're living and they can be the person they want to be and do what they want to do. Now, some people are living this way on purpose, and on the other hand, some people seem to just do it by accident. Either way, they're using these 6 secrets, these 6 foundations of good health that I'm going to teach you today so that you can take control of your own health and you can consciously, whether you're doing only some of these right now or doing all of them but not yet to the level that you really need to get to where you want to be. So you can start to use these as tools to achieve your dreams for your body, so you can look the way you've always wanted to look, so you can get out of bed with high energy and no pain, feeling amazing, and so you can do all the activities in your life that you love. You see, I believe that we all have the ability to be healthy. No matter where we're starting from now, whatever your genetics are, no matter what your current weight, level of fitness, or capacity for exercise, no matter where you're starting off right now, you have the ability to grow into the person that you want to be. Now, I had to learn this for myself the hard way. I didn't start out as a classic athlete as a kid. I started off on the opposite end of the spectrum, where I was chubby, I was klutzy, and I was living in a lot of pain. And that sparked my desire to go out and understand what is health. Not only the level of health that keeps us alive, but the level of health where we are living a vital, vibrant life. What does that mean, and what does it take for us to get there? Because at the end of the day, we all just want to be happy with who we are, what we look like, and how we feel. We want to do the things that we feel define who we are and make our lives worth living. And we want to enjoy ourselves every moment of the day as we do those things. So what are those secrets that these healthy people have figured out, and that the doctors who are helping people to get healthy and really succeeding in outstanding ways, what have they figured out that makes it look so easy? Because if they're getting results that are different than the average, they must be doing something different. So I researched everything from massage therapy, fitness, personal training, physical therapy, body mapping and Alexander technique, everything I could get my hands on, both the fundamentals of each discipline and how it works in a textbook, but also by studying the greats, the doctors who are out there and achieving outstanding things, to see not only what each of them are doing as individuals, because each of their plans may differ tremendously, but what are the fundamental things that are the same between all of them? What are the things that we all really need in order to get healthy, without which we're going to struggle and with which we can achieve whatever we want? So I've distilled all of that information down into these 6 foundations, and that's what I'm going to be teaching you today. Not only did I learn these though, but I also put them into action in my own life, because that's where the change starts to occur, where you actually start to do these things and master them and take them to the level that you need them to be at in order to achieve what you want. So I'm going to challenge you today to put these into action in your own life so that you can get on the road to achieving the body of your dreams and being who you want to be. I'm going to do that in 3 ways. First, for each of these 6 foundations, I'm going to give you one question that I want you to ask yourself every day and multiple times a day. I want you to keep this in mind so you can keep gauging, how am I doing? And what do I need to do to achieve who I want to be and how I want to live? Second, I'm going to teach you the one underlying principle that makes all of this work. That's the single most important thing that you need to remember in order to love your body, love yourself, and stay on that path to living the life that you want to live. Third, at the end of this video, I'm going to challenge you to take it even one step further and really put yourself out there and start your path to transformation. And if you're ready to do this and you do it in a big way, you have a chance to win 3 all-inclusive bodywork sessions. And if you don't know what those entail, it includes a combination of massage therapy. Now, these are the techniques that not only do I use with my own clients, but these are the techniques I'm paid to teach other massage therapists how to use so that they can achieve outstanding results with their clients. And those massage techniques combine with personal training techniques to, once you are loose and relaxed and pain-free, to keep your body open and get you strong and shape your body to be the way you want to be. And third, most important, health coaching to bring it all together into a routine and a plan that's going to combine what you need with what you want and who you are, so that you can come up with a way of being that is going to get you healthy, keep you healthy, and allow you to enjoy that process and enjoy the life that you're living. So let's get started. Now, I have a special treat for you today because usually I save the most important thing for last. Today I'm going to start with it because, as I said, without this one fundamental principle, the rest of this wouldn't even be possible. And that one most important thing that I want you to remember always is that your body can heal. You can heal and grow from pretty much anything that happens to you. There are great examples of this all across the world of people who are going from conditions that are considered terminal, considered degenerative, where they'll never get better, and they are getting better. So no matter where you're starting out, it is absolutely possible. And the question is, what makes the difference between people who are declining in health and people who are getting stronger and healthier? And the difference is that we are always putting stresses on our bodies. Whether we're working out or just going through our day, we're always breaking down our bodies just a little bit. And at the same time, our bodies are always healing. Healing isn't something that just kicks in when we sleep or just kicks in when we take medicine. Healing is an ongoing process in our body of repair, regeneration, renewal, and strengthening. That our body is always there on our team working for us to help us grow and get better. If you're declining in your health, it's because you're breaking down faster than you can build back up. And if you're making progress toward your goals, it's because you have tapped in to these 6 foundations of how to heal, how to get stronger, so that you can heal faster than you're breaking down and make progress forward instead of backward. So the trick to moving forward toward your goals, whether that be health, weight loss, more energy, being more fully engaged in your activities, better sports performer, whatever your goals are, the trick is to help your body heal and grow toward those goals faster than you're breaking down. And to do that, you have to activate these 6 foundations. So I'm going to teach you today what these 6 foundations are and how each of these is essential in achieving each of these 3 factors: how you look, how you feel, and what you can do. So let's take a look at this system, because that's exactly what it is. It's a simple system. This is how your body works on a very high level so that you can understand just the fundamentals. We'll get into more detail in the next couple of videos, but I'm going to start with just the outline framework so you can understand what is really important in a simple but really profoundly effective way so you can get started today. We have 3 things here. We have input, process, and output. And whether you learned about systems in 2nd grade mathematics all the way up to through the business world, systems all work the same way. You put something in, you do something to it, and you get something out. And we all know if what goes in and what happens stay the same, the output isn't going to change. So if you don't make changes in your life, you're not going to experience changes in your body. And if you do make changes here, then you're going to experience changes. Like, for example, the high school jock who exercised a lot, barely had time to eat, and was enthusiastic about his life, 20, 30 years down the road in an unhealthy, unhappy relationship, watching television, not really exercising, stressful job, and he wonders why he's gained 50 pounds, right? And it's because the input and process are tied to the output we get. There aren't really magic pills that change this process, at least not without a lot of side effects that in the end are going to break down your body and cause a decline in health. If you're looking for long-term results that are going to get you looking great, feeling great, and doing the things you want, not only today, not only fast results, but lasting results that will keep you this way for the rest of your life, then it's really a matter of tapping into how does this system work and how can you dive right in and take control of the system so that you're getting what you want instead of just what's happening. So we're going to start with the input because this is essential. If you don't have the right inputs, you don't even have anything to process to get what you want. The first input is nutrition. And nutrition, of course, is not just about what foods you eat, it's also how much you eat and when you eat them. It's that whole process of putting food and liquids in your body so that you stay full of energy, full of nutrition, and full of hydration. Now, we'll go into more about what constitutes a good nutrition plan in the next video, but for now, the important thing to focus on is that a good nutrition plan is essential, that you can't do anything without it, because nutrition is the building blocks for all your cells, for all your hormones, for all your bodily processes. If you don't have the right stuff going in, you don't have anything to process. Nutrition ties in obviously to looks in terms of weight loss, but also in terms of the quality of your skin, your hair, your nails, overall how vibrant you look and how vibrant you feel. Because there's nothing worse than that sugar crash and spike, getting in cranky mood, feeling panicky because your hormones are off, getting heightened stress, or just feeling low energy because your body doesn't have the nutrition that it needs. And of course, all of that's going to affect your performance, whether that's in a sport or your mental performance, because the chemistry of your body and your brain is what allows you to perform. And if you're putting the wrong chemistry in, you're going to get the wrong chemistry out, and you won't be able to do the things that you want to do. So the question I have for you to ask yourself in terms of nutrition is this: am I feeling energetically full and physically empty? And what that means is you should feel vibrant. You should feel like there's energy in your body, but you shouldn't feel that there's a physical heaviness in your body. What most of us tend to do, we get tired, we get low energy, we get stressed, and so our energy level goes down. So we try to replace that by filling up our bodies with food, which of course does nothing good for your waistline or your level of energy long term, because it takes so much energy to process that food, and if it's not the right kind of food, it's not actually giving you real energy back. So if you keep asking yourself, am I energetically full and physically empty? You're going to start to notice that there's a difference between when you feel empty and when you actually feel hungry. And it's important to eat when you're hungry because you have to keep your body fueled to be able to heal, to be able to grow, to achieve the looks you want, to achieve the way you want to feel, and to achieve all the things that you want to do. But it's important not to eat just to fulfill that low energy. The only kind of food that will help truly with energy in a long-term kind of way is micronutrients. Things like vegetables, vitamin supplements, those are what are going to help to give your body the actual energy that it needs. More carbohydrates and more high fat of low quality fat foods, a lot of the things that are in a common American diet, are not actually going to increase your energy long term. They'll give you a temporary boost and then a long term downhill. You want foods that are going to do the opposite. They're going to come up, bring your energy up, and then keep it sustained high on a long-term basis. So we'll go into what those are in the next video. For now, remember the question, am I energetically full and physically empty? The next piece that is important in input is rest. Most of us equate rest with sleep, which is of course important, and most of us don't get enough. You know, of course, that the average person needs 8 hours of sleep a night. What you might not know is that below 7 hours of sleep, there's a threshold where all the research shows that your performance in everything you do declines. That is your mental performance, your physical performance, your ability to stay emotionally stable and comfortable throughout challenges in your day. And also because when you're not rested, your energy goes down. It often leads to overeating to try to compensate. So sleeping is actually really great for your waistline and really good for your overall health. But not just sleep, also rest and relaxation. even while you're awake. It's important not just to feel like you've slept, but to also feel relaxed and refreshed to be at your best. So the question I'd like you to ask yourself here is, if I could stop right now, would I? Because you know, when you are tired, you might have to keep going. You might have to cook dinner. You might have to get ready for bed. You might have to finish homework that's due tomorrow, or a report you have to give in work the next day. But if you could stop, you would. And if you are at that point, then you are not well rested and you are not going to perform at your best. And if you wait until hours after you feel like you would stop, you're going to spend hours not only being less productive and less efficient, but you're going to do more damage to your body during that time, and it's going to take you longer to recover. And rest is going to be super important for your waistline because of the overeating, because it changes your whole chemistry in the way you feel, obviously, because you're going to feel better when you're well rested and well slept. And it's going to change what you can do, because overall you need that sleep for your body to heal during the night and also to set you up into a place where you can continue healing throughout the day. The third piece is your mindset. And mindset is often equated with feeling good mentally and emotionally, but it's also very important to feeling good physically. And there are a couple of reasons for this. Your mind is not just in your brain. Your mind is involved with all of your neurons, which go throughout your body. You know that we have neurons that sense heat, cold, pain, and other things on your skin, and also internally. And then we also have motor neurons and other control neurons that tell our bodies how to function. If your mind is not in a positive place where it's functioning efficiently and in a positive way, then it's going to affect your physiology, how the rest of your body works. A poor mindset can lead to overeating, to lack of sleep, and it also leads to just, your general feeling bad, depression, low energy. So it can lead directly to feeling bad physically as you start to slump, as your body starts to tighten up. And it can also lead indirectly to not looking the way you want, as you don't any longer have the energy to exercise, and you start overeating and underresting, and you can tend to expand. It's also extremely important in your performance, because as any good athlete knows, your mindset is key, both long-term to be able to stick to your training routine, and in the moment to be able to push yourself to higher heights and to be able to lift more weight and do more than you thought possible. So those are the three pieces of input. And I want to again stress the importance of having the right inputs, because there are a lot of people who do great things with their body, are very active, very fit, but are not putting in the building blocks that they need in order to keep that healing on a high level. Because remember, healing is when you've broken your body down to a level below where you were before, and healing is the ability to come back up to where you want to be. Growth is where you actually heal faster than you're breaking down, and you're able to move forward toward where you want to go. So it's very important, if you want to improve your body, if you want to improve your life, that you not only be able to heal a little bit, which your body is already doing its best to do. Your body needs your help in giving it these foundation components to be able to heal faster and better, to be able to get you toward your goals. So next we're going to look at the process. Once you have all the right elements going in, you then need to know what your body needs from you in order to transform these inputs into what you really want in the end. And the first piece of process is mobility. Because what are our bodies really built for? We're built to move. If we were just built to think, we'd have a brain in a jar. Our bodies are here to move us around, to get us places and for us to be able to do things. Mobility, in its simplest form, means movability, our ability to move. And it also means flexibility. So it's how loose you are. Flexibility is directly related to how you feel, because when you're more flexible, you tend to be less stressed. We hold a lot of tension in our muscles. And so if you can get your muscles loose, it actually helps your mind to relax, which helps you feel better and also helps you perform better in any kind of cognitive task. The other very important thing about mobility is that it is poor mobility, lack of mobility, is the number one cause in joint degeneration. Because when that joint gets tight, a few things happen. For one, it can't move properly, so it stops being able to lubricate and heal itself. And so a little bit of breakdown continues to occur, sometimes even more, because if your joint is meant to move this way, and all of a sudden the muscles are tight, and so your joint's moving this way, you're getting a lot of wear and tear. It's also preventing your joint from creating the fluids that naturally lubricate that joint and from regenerating the tissue. So you get the joint degeneration, which of course leads to pain, limited function, and faster aging. The other thing that happens is it leads to tighter tissues, tighter muscles, which increase your stress and increase your level of pain. Because what tends to happen as those joints are degenerating, as those joints are stuck in place, the muscles start to tighten up to try to protect the joint even more. Because it hurts to move the joint like that, your muscles freeze, and it adds a level of pain that you're both cognitively aware of, and you have to deal with that pain all day long. And that pain is also changing your hormones, changing your internal chemistry in such a way that it's telling your body, uh-oh, something is wrong. Let's start storing fat so that if anything goes wrong, we have a little bit of padding there. So mobility is important in being able to live without pain, to stay healthy and be functional, as well as being able to continue looking the way you want, because moving is extremely important in your internal chemistry. There's also a big mind-body connection here, in that every time you think about something, your body sends kind of an invisible corresponding signal. And if you don't believe me, think about this. It's a well-known fact that you can practice a motor skill, whether it be writing, playing the piano, or a sport, by envisioning just in your head, envisioning yourself doing it without actually moving your physical body. And just by doing that, it triggers muscle growth, nerve generation, just as if you were physically exercising. So in the same way, if you are angry and you want to punch somebody, but you don't, you hold back, it actually, whether or not you think you want to punch someone or not, the muscles back here are tightening to hold you back from what you wanted to do. Similarly, a lot of neck tension is created to start pulling things together the same way that some animals will poke their head into their shoulders to stay warm. It's a protective response. Now, you're not actually letting your shoulders go up. You're trying to keep them down, but your body is trying to go into this protective response and is starting to. And so everything is locking up into place because you're not letting yourself express your feelings. So not only is mobility really important in helping to achieve the looks that you want, being able to feel what you want physically and do what you want, but it's also a really amazing way. Improving your mobility will help you achieve a greater range of emotional expression in your life, which, if you're not just focused on health, but true vitality, if you really want to feel amazing and be able to experience and enjoy everything you want to in your life, it is absolutely huge. The second piece in process is the next stage after mobility. Once you have the flexibility to get into a position, then you need your muscles to be working together in the right way to coordinate that movement. Coordination means a couple of things. First, there's the coordination between your mind and your muscles that lets the muscle fire. And what happens is when you get locked up, when you lose mobility, some of the muscles can actually stop firing for a while because the joint doesn't move anyway. So they say, nothing's happening. We don't need to work. And then your brain starts to shut down the neurological connections and the muscles start to atrophy or basically shrink and get smaller. They start to die off because they're not needed. So you need to renew that coordination and get the neurons in the muscles firing again so that the muscles can work. The second piece of coordination is creating muscle memory. Once you can move into a position, teaching your muscles how long they have to be to get you in that position so that you can hold good posture. And whether that's posture sitting, posture standing, or if you were throwing a baseball, you need to know where you pull back to, how far you go out. You have to have coordination for that entire movement. You have to be able to reach each of those positions and know where you're going to get to at each point in that motion. The third piece is then going to be taking those different postures, those different positions, and putting them all together into a coordinated movement. Now, this is obviously important in athletic performance, and I know all the athletes are nodding their heads like, yeah, sure, of course, but it's also really important for how you feel and how you look. The most important reason for how you look is that we all know the plight of the poor awkward nerd, right? Nice guy, might even be tall and handsome, but can't dance, moves his body all funny, and somehow it's just not that attractive. And both men and women experience this. I'm sorry, nerds. I grew up with nerds. I was one, and I love them to death. But it's absolutely true that if you don't have the right coordination in your body, not only to be able to move, but to be able to move in a way that's graceful and flowing and elegant and fun, you're going to be missing out on a certain level of attraction that isn't just contrived, it's really a part of what we're looking for in our genetics because we want a partner who's healthy and can move their bodies well. It's also a huge part of how you feel because, for example, what happens to a lot of us is as we're sitting at desks this way, the big muscles that are supposed to be the big pulling muscles, these are called the lats on your back, they stop working because of this posture. And then every time you pull, instead of using these big muscles, you end up using tiny, tiny little muscles in here to try to do the same amount of work. And you feel this aching feeling, and it hurts. It might just be a minor ache, but for a lot of people, it turns into frozen shoulder, rotator cuff problems, and it can be a real problem in terms of how you feel physically, and then, it doesn't help you feel any better about yourself on an emotional level either. So by re-coordinating how your body works, you're able to re-engage the bigger muscles so that the little muscles don't have to overwork anymore, and everything starts to feel balanced and feel good. Third piece is putting that all together and adding strength. So mobility is the ability to get into a position. Coordination is the ability to do that in an elegant, flowing, comfortable way. And strength is the ability to do that holding on to that elegant, flowing movement where there's resistance. And strength is not just about muscular strength, it's also your cardiovascular strength and endurance. And it's functional strength, which is your ability to go through a specific motion with strength. It's the difference between being able to bench press a lot of weight and actually being able to play a sport. There are a lot of weightlifters who are big, bulky, but when it comes to doing anything functional like balancing, like playing sports, they're too locked up and they don't have the balance, coordination, agility to make that happen. So strength is on a number of different levels: the muscular strength, cardiovascular strength, and then also functional strength. And how far you go into the world of strength is entirely up to you, because again, it's about getting what you want as the output. So you go as far with strength as is important to you for your own outcomes. So for these three pieces of process, I'm going to ask you one question for each. And I saved it for the end because these three questions are going to be related to each other. And they're really simple. The first one for mobility is, can I get into all the positions I want without any kind of discomfort? And that might mean when you stretch, are you really stretching all the way? Or are you kind of like stretching and then something gets locked up and feels tight? When you bend over, are you able to gracefully sweep down and pick something up off the floor, or do you get halfway and something locks up? And so start to notice when I go into all these different positions throughout my day, whether that's sitting, standing, laying down, moving around, can I get into those positions with comfort? Question number 2 for your coordination. Can I get into all of those positions and do those movements comfortably and fluidly? So it's the comfort not only of getting into the position, but of going through the entire movement. For example, with the lats problem, you might be able to get into this position comfortably and that position comfortably, but the act of trying to pull with these tiny muscles might be uncomfortable. And there's a difference between the warm feeling of activating a muscle correctly and the burning feeling of overworking or misusing a muscle. And by asking yourself this question, can I go through the movements of my day with comfort and with flow? You're going to start to notice the difference between that comfortable warm sensation, and that burning, that's the sign that something is not going quite right. The third piece, strength, is can I go through all the movements of my day with ease? And that means both being able to bend over and pick up the laundry basket without your back hurting, without tweaking something, without that burning sensation. That also means being able to go up a flight of stairs without running out of breath. So you want to be able to get into positions comfortably. You want to be able to go through the whole movement and exert your muscles comfortably, and you want to be able to do all of that with ease. So 3 related questions, but also important to keep them distinct, because by noticing, maybe you can get into the positions well, but not coordinate well. Or maybe you're very strong, but you don't have very much mobility. By recognizing at which point in that process you're getting blocked, you're going to be able to understand what needs to change for you to move better so that you can achieve all of these things that you want. So let's wrap it all back together and take a look at the system again. You have input, process, and output. Now, the key here is that so many of us start with, okay, input and process. That's what my life is, that's what I eat, that's what I do, and I don't have the body I want. And if you work forwards like that, you're going to keep getting stuck. If you start with where you are and where you're not, then it doesn't give you the same potential to move forward. The key to all successful people, and I don't mean just people who are successful in their health and their looks and athletically, but people who are successful in any area of life, is they don't start with where they are and figure out where they can get within that. They start with, where do I want to be? How do I want to look? What's my ideal body? How is it shaped? How much fat? How much muscle do I have? And how do I want to feel? Do I want to decrease my level of pain or get rid of pain altogether? Do I want to have more energy? Do I want to just be able to feel relaxed throughout my day? And what do I want to be able to do? Do I want to be able to pick up my grandkids? Do I want to be able to ride a dirt bike without worrying about back pain? Do I want to be able to get through my day at work without feeling like my shoulders are tight? Do I want to be able to go hiking and scale that mountain and never miss a step? These are where you want to start, with who you want to be and what you want to be able to do, and then work backwards and think, what do I really need to do in each of these categories in order to transform where I'm at right now into where I want to be? That's the type of thinking that's going to make you successful, and that's the type of thinking that's going to transform your body into the one of your dreams. The great thing about this too is that each of these foundations alone is going to help your body to heal better, to regenerate better, to grow better, so that you can get closer to your goals. And the beautiful thing is that when you put them together, they stack. If you have a great nutrition plan alone, it might make some change in your life. But if you have nutrition and a great exercise program together, it's going to make 5 times the difference. If you take just the one question I gave you for each of these 6 and put them into action, you'll get 10 times what you would get for doing one of them alone. And if, when I teach you 3 actionable steps for each, that's 18 total, you were to put them all into effect, you'll get about 100 times what you would get out of doing just one. So, you think you can do that? This is the key to having the body you want, having the life you want, and feeling good about yourself again. So I really hope you're ready to take those steps. So that's it. This is the model that I use to transform my own body. This is the model that I use with my clients. And this is the model that I use to teach other massage therapists and personal trainers how to improve their practice and how to get better results with their clients. So I know this works. I know you can do it. The question is, will you? So what I'd love to see is for you to join our community. We have some really amazing people who are enthusiastic about health, enthusiastic about their bodies, enthusiastic about building a better life for themselves. And I would love to see you join our community by posting and contributing something right here on this page. Just go below and tell us something about your story, who you are, what health means to you, what you'd like to achieve in your life, and start to share with other people. What I'd also like you to do is go and shoot a video of yourself, sharing something about your dreams and why those dreams are important to you. So if your dream is to lose weight and be a size 6 again, why is it important to be a size 6? What will change for you in your mind, in your heart, in your life when you're that size 6 again? If your dream is to be out of pain and to be able to play with your family again and have energy for yourself after work, what is going to be that transition moment? What is going to change in your life when all of a sudden you get home from work buoyant with energy to do the things you want instead of coming home and needing to crash? Not only what are your dreams, but why are they important to you? And then I want you to give 3 things that you're going to do or are already doing now to take the first steps toward achieving those dreams. Because not only will this help you focus and set your goals for yourself, you're also going to be able to share your ideas and contribute to others and inspire other people to help them to get on their path. You're going to become a leader and a contributor to this amazing health and wellness community. And it's going to put you in a completely new place, which is going to change your mindset and going to change the way you feel, as well as help you to do things differently in your life. So what I'm going to have you do, shoot your video and post the link below. There are instructions below on how to post it. And what we're going to do is take a look through all of these videos and then pick the top 3 that are the most inspirational, most heartfelt, and show that you're really committed to your health and this is something that you really want and you're really doing. And the top 3 are each going to get 3 free Foundations Bodywork sessions to help you get started on that path and to keep you on that path and make sure that you achieve those dreams that mean so much to you. I look forward to hearing about your dreams and your stories. I look forward to meeting you in this community. I'll be here personally answering messages and contributing, and I look forward to knowing more about you, what you want, and continuing to help you on your path to wellness, vitality, and health. So until then, open your heart, own your power, and build a better you today.